All right. Hello and welcome to another session of Fit Essentials. My name is Shauna. I'm going to be guiding you through class. We are going to be doing some dips today. So if you have a chair or a bench, anything like that, you can use for dips, as well as we'll have some opportunities for some band pull aparts later on in class. Otherwise, we're going to go ahead and come on down to the floor to get started. All right. As you make your way down, we're going to come on down to hands and knees. Knees just underneath the hips, hands underneath the shoulders. We're going to start with some cat-cow mobility and do some stretching from the floor to get moving here. So you're going to spread your fingers nice and wide, place them just underneath the shoulders. When you're ready, on your inhale, you're going to gently retract your shoulders back, lightly arch your spine as you lift your head up. And then on the exhale, you're going to do the reverse of that. Gently exhale, pull the chin in towards the chest, push your spine up above those shoulder blades. Just find a nice, smooth rhythm here. We're going to go between 3 and 5 cycles. Breathing in, arching up, and exhale, rounding. 2 to 3 more cycles on your own. Try to breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth. Let's take it through one more. Very good. Nice long exhale on that final one. Blow the air out. And then when you're ready, bring those toes together, divide the knees, reach those arms out nice and long, and gently rock back into a child's position here. And just use this position to gently sway your upper body back and forth. Continue to stay connected to that breath and just open up that mid body. Very good. Go ahead and come on forward, forearm stretch. You're going to place the palm down, turning the fingers in towards you. Same thing other side. Palm down, pull the belly in so you're not arching the back, and then just gently lean back into a little modified child's position. There you go. From there, you can gently rock side to side. Very good. From there, turn the fingers so that they point in towards one another, nice wide fingerprint, and then you're going to circle yourself around. Nice and smooth, circular patterns here. 2 to 3 in one direction, and then take it the other way. Our first sequence here is going to be down on the floor. We're going to be doing some 3-legged planks. On the forearms is the recommendation. Go ahead and come off your hands, shake out those wrists. If planks are challenging for you, roll those wrists around, then just hold a 2-arm plank. Don't worry about progressing to the 3-arm just yet. All right, very good. We're going to get right into it. You can support up on your hands as needed. If you're able to come onto the forearms, that's what I'm going to recommend. We're going to mostly stay off the hands on this class today. So if possible, come on down to the forearms. Place your feet about the width of your mat, just outside the hips. And then when you're ready, 3, 2, 1, come on up, 2-legged plank to start. And then from here, you're going to shift your weight onto your left forearm or hand. Lift up to that hand, and now you're going to lift your right hand off the ground. You can either just hover it right over top of the ground, or you can take it onto the small of your back. And notice you're going to want to lift up and away from that right side. So keep your right hip down and level as best you can. Very good. Watch from piking those hips up, try to keep them level to the shoulders. We're over 30 seconds in. If you want to take a pause, rest there. Otherwise, we're working for a full 45 here. So keeping their shoulders level. Feel that tendency to kind of rotate towards your left. So keep it flat. And 3, 2, 1, and rest. Fantastic. Go ahead and come on down. Roll it over onto your back. Those shoulder blades back and down. We're going to do our supine hip raises first. So with the knees bent, chin in towards the chest, arms out to the side. Pull your knees up and in and just gently lift those hips off the ground. And then as you lower your legs down, you're really pushing your low back into the floor. Lift them up and then control it down. Bracing here. Slowly lower those feet back down. Fantastic. Up and in and relax down. If you want to progress this movement, you can straighten your legs and have straight legs to do so. But I'm going to keep them bent for now. Really working on that lower back position. This is activating the lower abdomen and the whole abdomen, really. Pushing out against. I was there with you in your living room. I don't want to be able to slide my hand underneath that low back. So that's where you're thinking about rolling the pelvis back throughout, pulling the small of the low back into the floor. Last one. Lift it up, control it down, and rest. Fantastic. Roll it back over. We're going to go back to the three-legged plank or holding your forearm plank, opposite arm. So now you're going to be supporting on your right. So going back on down to the forearms, feet just outside the hips, and 3, 2, 1, come on up. So you can stick on all 4 limbs. If you want to shift your weight onto your left, you'll be your right side this time. So you pick your left arm up. Again, you can either just hover right over top or bring it onto the small of your back. And watch rotating those hips, so stay as flat and level as you can. This is a tough one. Breathe as you hold. Watch and not let those hips drop down. We don't want the back to arch here. That's 30 seconds. Anytime you need to take a pause, just come on down to your knees or bring that opposite arm down. Almost there for that full 45. 2, 1, and rest. Excellent. Back onto your back. Glute bridges next. Come on down to the spine. Pull those shoulder blades back and down. Knees are bent, feet are flat. And then when you're ready, nice and gradual here, roll the pelvis back, pushing that low back into the floor, just nice and slow on this first couple. Gently elevate the hips towards the ceiling or sky. Then you're going to slowly reverse it back down. Both of an activation, but also a little bit of recovery after those plank holds on the front side of the body. Squeeze the glutes to the top. And nice and controlled, bringing it back to the floor. Good, let's go 2 more. Pull it back, hips drive up and in. And gently relax down. Very good. 1 more bridge, nice and smooth. As you get a little bit higher, pull that chin in towards the chest. So hips up, chin pulled in towards the chest. 3, 2, 1, and rest. Go ahead and come on down. That's the end of our first set here. Let's do a couple stretches for the low back. Double knee to chest first. Hug those legs in towards the chest and gently rock yourself side to side. Fantastic. We're going to go back through that sequence once more. So we'll have the 3-legged plank, or you could hold all 4 limbs. Back to those hollow body work. We'll do a little bit different variation this time. All right, when you're ready, let's go ahead and bring it on back to the front side. You're going to be supporting on your left arm if you're choosing the 3-legged plank. We'll get ready to come on down. So onto the forearms or up on the hands. Remember, feet just outside the hips. And 3, 2, 1, here we go. So coming up onto all 4. And then if you'd like, you're going to shift your weight to your left side. Bring that right arm off the ground. You can even just hover it right over top if you don't quite feel ready to take it all the way back behind you. And then watch that tendency to rotate up and away. Chin pulled in, keeping yourself nice and level. Fantastic. 30 seconds done. If you want to take a rest there, do it. Otherwise, keep breathing, keep lifting up from the floor. Looking straight down at that support arm. Almost at 45 in 3, 2, 1. Take that rest. Onto your back. Woo. Nice work. Bringing it down. So you can do those leg lifts like we did last time, right? Or if you want to progress with me into the hollow hold, you're going to think about making your body into a boat. So raise your arms up to overhead. Start with your knees bent. And when you're ready, lift up, pull that low back into the floor, and try to make your body, we call it a hollow position. So imagine like the bottom of a canoe, that hollow body. You can hold here. If you feel like you're starting to fatigue, either the upper neck can start to get tired, or you can just start to feel your body wanting to arch in the low back. Just take it back down. And then when you're ready, breathe in, lift up. Make sure you breathe as you hold. And the next progression of this would be with the one leg bent one leg straight. You can kind of cycle the feet back and forth. Whew, I'm gonna take a pause there. Whew, maybe one more short one here. Lift it up, pull it in, chin in. 3, 2, 1, and rest. Fantastic. Final time on that forearm plank, either 2 arms or single arm hold on that plank. Coming on over, making your way into position, on down to the forearms, and 3, 2, 1, here we go. So if you're going back to that 3-legged plank, this will be our final time on this second side, supporting on your right arm this time. Otherwise, just hold solid on both arms. Lifting up out of that support shoulder, chin in, breathing as you brace here. Very good, that's 20 seconds. Watch that left hip, it tends to lift up, those of you on that 3-legged plank, so rock that hip down, keep it level, that's 30 seconds. I'm gonna take that pause there, otherwise holding strong, pulling that midline in. Woo, and 3, 2, 1, take that rest. Beautiful, roll it back over, final glute bridge. If you wanna elevate your feet this time, you can. I'm gonna keep them flat. But you could elevate your feet up on a box or a couch, seat of a chair. All right, otherwise, if this is your second time through with us, let's move a little bit faster for these bridges. We'll go a full minute here, up and down. As you move a little bit faster, still looking to get that pause at the top, squeezing the bum, get the most out of that engagement of the backside. Continuously thinking about lengthening through the spine, so we don't just want to jam into the low back. Imagining your lower spine lengthening as you open the hips. Continue to breathe. Good. Just over halfway. We're gonna take about another 20 seconds here. Hips up and forward. Really key to activate the backside of our body. It tends to become a little bit dormant as we sit throughout the day. We don't have a whole lot in our daily life these days that really activates our backside. So we need to be intentional about it. All right, let's bring it up into one more bridge. Hold for at least 3 seconds here. 3, 2, 1, and when you're ready, gradually lower yourself back down to the floor. Taking it down one segment at a time. Give a nice solid exhale as you get yourself down on the ground. Fantastic. From there, let's loosen up that low back a little bit more. So we did that double kneaded chest last time. If that felt a little sensitive to you, maybe just stick right there. Otherwise, you could progress to that 2-knee twist. Arms out to the side, and then both legs together as they come across the body. Turn your head the opposite direction. And just on your own here, switching sides, allowing the legs to relax to one side as much as you're comfortable to do so. And then you'll use that lower abdomen to sweep the legs up and across. Let's get between 2 and 3 on each side. Turning the head as the legs switch positions. Very good. I'm going to take you through one more time each way. And rolling it back. Beautiful work. All right, once you finish that 2-knee twist, go ahead and make your way back onto your front side. We're gonna do a couple press ups, down dog, and then make our way up to our feet. So as you come back to the front side, go ahead and lie on your stomach once again. Have your legs extended back behind you. You can turn the feet down so that the soles of the feet are facing up. Hands at the shoulders as if you're gonna do a couple push-ups. And then a little up dog cobra action here, lifting the chest up, squeezing those glutes, and then just bringing yourself up and down. Stretching out the front side without jamming into that spine. So you determine how far up feels appropriate for your body. Between 3 and 5 here. Lengthening as you raise up. Good. On this next one, finish this up, and then we're going to come back into child's position once again, like we did at the start of class. So hips up, go ahead and drop it on back. Bring your big toes together, divide the knees about the width of your mat, And then from there, you'll lower the hips back towards your heels. Let's take about 2 breaths in this back position, and then we're going to come on up and forward and open up our upper body just a little bit more before we come up to our feet. We're going to do a little thread the needle action. So let's take your right hand, palm up, and just nice and gentle, you're going to slide it underneath that left shoulder, bringing that right shoulder down towards the floor. Just going to peer underneath that arm. You can walk your left hand up and over the head. Notice what's going on with the hips. They tend to kind of twist away. So use it as rotation, not just for the shoulders, but also for the torso and hips a bit as well. Trying to keep them square. Good. 2 more breaths. Breathe in through the nose, out through the mouth. 1 more. Fantastic. On that next breath, go ahead and come on up. We're going to go same thing, other side. Palm up and gently slide that hand under, bringing that shoulder down towards your mat. Square your hips best you can. Feel free to walk that other hand over the head. And breathing. Let's go 3 solid breaths here. One more breath. Awesome. On that next one, come up out of that and make your way into down dog. Nice wide hand print into those shoulders. Turn those toes under. Drive those hips nice and high. And spend some time here opening through that mid body. Just try to stretch nice and long, pushing through the heels of your hands, pulling the chin in towards your chest. Think about trying to push your heart towards your thighs. And then from there, you can back out of that stretch a little bit and then give some attention to the calves. Lower one heel down. Hold it for a moment and then walk it out to the other side. Very good. Let's get about 3 touches on each heel, each calf. Back to the first side. And switch. Just inviting that heel to lower down towards the floor. And 1 more time on each. Back to your first leg. And final time on that second heel, lowering it on down. Fantastic. When you're ready, start to inchworm your way up. Walking the feet towards the hands, walking the hands towards the feet. Bend those knees as able, and then kind of come into a forward fold on your way up. Chin towards the chest, keeping that little bend in those knees, and then just nice and gradual. Starting to come all the way up to standing. Fantastic. All right, hello. Let's go ahead and go into a side stretch next. Bring both arms up to overhead for this one. Root down into those legs, lifting up out of the hips, and then gently bend towards the side. Breathing into the area of tension. We'll take 2 breaths, and then we'll switch sides. Very good. Up and across, same thing other way. Leaning over, giving a little pull of that upper arm, and back to the first side. We're going to add the rotation this time, taking it to the side, and then think downside armpit or shoulder. You're going to gently rotate, try to peer up towards the ceiling or sky. Breathing there, and then untwist, take it to the second side. Good. Side bend first. Find your end range there, and then downside shoulder. Rotate towards the ceiling, peering up. Breathe into that stretch and unwind. Fantastic. Relax those arms down. Little side step arm swing here. Shake it out. Fantastic. All right. From here, we're going to start to warm up some squats. So set your feet about hip width apart. Eyes up nice and tall. Reach those arms straight out. Send those hips back. Knees drive wide. So if you were here live with us yesterday, did squats in the class, go ahead and come on up. We're going to go 3 to 5. We're not going to recommend squats in the main session today, but if you missed class yesterday, when we go into these overhead work, you can turn it into a thruster. We're going to add a full squat in that overhead reach. Even if you were here yesterday, just do a couple more squats. Warm up that range of motion, open everything up. And last one, reaching up chest tall, heels planted, knees drive wide. Fantastic. Come on up from there. Let's stretch out those quads, practice a little balance, lift it all up, grip those toes down and grab that foot, pulling the heel towards the glute. Fantastic. Think about stacking those shoulders straight over top of the hips, and we want to avoid that hip kick. So lift up, keep yourself balanced. If you want to add a forward lean here, you'll keep that down leg nice and solid, little bend, and you can reach forward, long bend. Good, and 3, 2, 1, come on up. Same thing, other side. Place that foot down, standing tall first, grip the toes. Come into that quad stretch. Ribs tucked down. Nice. Nice and secure hold here. If you want to go into that forward reach, make sure you have a little soft bend in that support leg. Find a spot to focus on as you reach out. Heels planted. Breathing here, still stretching that quad. And come on up. Beautiful work. All right, fantastic. And then our little side stretch with the tricep side bend. Step your left foot on forward, right foot back, reach that right arm up, bend the elbow, reaching on up, and a couple side bends here. We've got some overhead work in our next series. So it's gonna be 1 minute of either a dumbbell press, push press, or the thruster, 30 seconds on each arm. Let's go ahead and switch sides. Step your opposite foot forward, other foot back. Then we'll do some blood flow. You can take a rest if you'd like. 30 seconds of rest or some jumping jacks action. Then we're going to be working on some hinging patterns. A single arm sumo deadlift. We'll have a full minute there. Again, we're going to go 30 seconds on each arm. And then again, you'll have the option if you want to take a rest or doing our standing knee to elbow. All right, very good. So let's grab a drink of water and then find a weight you want to start with. Something that you can confidently press up to overhead nice and smooth. Recommend starting in your non-dominant hand. So if you're right-handed, you tend to be stronger in your right arm. There are certainly exceptions to that. So if you know that doesn't apply to you, then don't worry about it. And again, you'll have the choice here. You can do a strict press, which I do recommend that for round 1 if you have a weight that you don't need to use the legs to assist. And as we discussed, if you missed yesterday, want to get some squats into the action, turn it into a thruster, full squat to overhead. All right, we're going to get started here in 5 seconds. Non-dominant arm, 2, 1. Here we go. Nice and smooth, straight up to overhead. Good. Keeping those ribs tucked down. Excellent. Halfway on the first arm. Another 15 seconds, then we're going to just switch arms. Very good. Good job. And then go ahead and switch when you're ready. Same thing, opposite arm. Elbow forward as you lower it down. Those of you moving into the squat, keep that elbow nice and high. Excellent. It's our first of 3 rounds. It's about 10 seconds left. Elevate that shoulder towards the ear. You got pressing that weight directly over the center of your head. And 2, 1, take that rest. Awesome. Go ahead and set the weight down. We're going to go right into our step or jump jacks, or feel free to rest. Grab a little drink of water. You get to choose how intense you want these workouts to be. Maybe you're just building up your fitness. Want to focus on the weight training without the fatigue of the breathing work, then do that. If you're pretty comfortable with your weight training, want to build in the conditioning as well, that's what these options are for. 2, 1, rest on those jump jacks. All right, now we're moving into our deadlift position. So maybe a little bit heavier weight than what you're pressing overhead. Still going to have the feet just outside the hips because we're going to be doing a sumo deadlift, bringing the weight right between our feet. 2, 1, here we go. Long spine, bowing forward. We're going to keep it on one side of the body, and we'll switch arms at halfway. Good. Midline pulled tight, hips drive straight back. Excellent. While your lower body's largely doing the work, the upper body is holding that weight in solid position. So shoulder blade back and down. 1 or 2 more. And switch arms. Here we go. Final 30 seconds on this first round. Think about squeezing the glutes as you stand up nice and tall, stacking those shoulders straight over the hips. Looks great, Jean. Nice, Sharon. Super. Flats back. Just under 10 seconds. When you finish these, you can either take the pause or join me for those alternating knee to elbows. 2, 1, and rest. Set your weight down. Standing tall, arms out to the side. And here we go. Beautiful. I'm gonna go 15 seconds in front of the body and 15 seconds with our cross crawl behind the body. So behind the body, lifting up, reach behind. Try to grab onto the heel of your foot or touch the heel of your shoe. There you go. A little bit more hamstring activation with this one. And 2, 1, and pause. All right, grab a short drink. Make any adjustments to the weights. We'll be back for round 2 in 20 seconds. All right, so as you get a little bit heavier in your weight, if you get to where you can't strict press the weight to overhead, you can do a little dip and drive for a push press. If you're doing the thruster, that already applies. 2, 1, here we go. Yeah, very nice. Excellent, good. Those of you doing those squats, knees drive wide. Everybody, elbow forward as you lower that arm down. We tend to, sometimes we'll wing wide. So straight dip forward, getting ready to switch sides. 2, 1, and switch. Second 30 seconds. Awesome. There you go. Halfway on the second side, 15 seconds left. Keep your breathing consistent. Good. G, make sure you get that full elevation. Elevate that shoulder up. There you go. Excellent. Show control at the top. And 2, 1, and rest. Set your weight to the side. Either take a full rest here, or this round for blood flow, we'll go some march and punch or skip and punch. Knees up. First 15 seconds here. Second 15 seconds will be our butt kickers. Very good. 2, 1, and switch it up if you'd like. Pulling those heels up underneath you. Keep that chest nice and tall. Very good. Driving the arms at the side and breathe. 3, 2, 1, and rest. All right, 15 seconds. We're back to the deadlifts. So again, you can make any adjustments with weight if you want to go a little heavier. 30 seconds on one arm, and then we'll switch. 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Sharon, if you can turn sideways to the camera. There you go. Thank you. Very good. Very good body position. Torso angled forward, knees pushing out as you hinge over. And then you want to ideally look straight down as you hinge forward, looking straight ahead as you stand. Just remember to squeeze the bum. Maybe one more and switch sides. Second arm. Keep that breathing nice and rhythmic. Moving like a little pendulum up and down. Very good. Midline pulls in as you hinge forward. Stacking the shoulders straight over top of those hips. Looks great. 2 to 3 more. And there's our pause. Fantastic. Either take that full break or we're going to keep the cross crawl patterns the same. Except we're going to start behind the body this time. Starting behind, and then we'll go to the front. There you go. Working a little bit of balance here, keeping those hips level and training the brain. One side of the body reaches for the other side of the body. Very good. All right, 15 seconds left. Move it to the front side, knees to elbows. Try to exhale as you bring that elbow towards the knee. Good. Stay nice and tall through the hips. 2, 1, and there's our rest. Super. All right, 30 seconds, and we'll be back for our third and final round. Woo woo, grab a drink, make any changes on your weights. Ten seconds, non-dominant arm to start. Ready, and begin. Strict press, little dip and drive for the push press, or the full squat for the thruster. Very good. Think about keeping those ribs tucked down. There's that tendency to arch the back as we press to overhead. Woo! Very good. Nice work. Great squat, Sharon. Maybe one more. And switching sides. Second time, second half. Wow, that's our third time on this arm. Good. Anytime you need a little assist in that overhead press, just add a little quarter squat. Chest stays tall, knees push wide, driving it straight up. Awesome. Woo! Almost there, 1 or 2 more. And take the rest. Fantastic. Blood flow piece. We'll start with the butt kickers. Heels up underneath your body. Good, driving the arms at the side. And then we'll go to jump jacks or step jacks. Eyes up nice and tall. You can also just step it side to side if you don't want to jump. No problem there. 3, 2, 1, and pause. Good, 15 seconds. We're into our final round of those single arm deadlifts. Set the feet just outside the hips, standing nice and tall here. A little bend in those knees, bowing forward at the hips, and begin. One rep looks just like the next. Bringing that weight right between the heels. And obviously we hold the weight on one side. There's a little tendency to kind of shift the hips away. So focus to send those hips straight back. Maybe one more. And switch arms. Second half. There you go. Long spine, don't get lazy there. Sometimes we just get a little lax in our movement. So still think about lifting up from the top of my head to the back of my hips. How long can I be as I send those hips back? Good. Maybe 1 or 2 more. And take that rest. Set it down. All right, we're gonna have a little bit more of a rest here coming up for some stretching, but let's first finish with our cross crawl patterns. Front of the body to start. We're gonna go 20 seconds of each position this time. Good. Nice solid exhale. Get that air out of the lungs. Bring that elbow to the knee. Good. Your body's always gonna breathe it back in, so you can just focus on sending it out. Good, and then behind the body, make sure you stay nice and level. A little bit trickier here. If you can't, you can literally try to grab the heel. Awesome. Keeping your hips nice and stable throughout, lifting up, supporting the knee and the ankle. Let's go one more on each side. And rest. Woo! All right, nice work. Grab your water drink. Take a drink. right, a couple stretches as we get prepped for this last circuit rather. Behind the back stretch first. Wide base stance with your feet. Little bend in those knees. Interlace the hands behind you. Really pull the ribs down in front so you don't just arch the back. Lifting the arms up. And then we'll root down in those legs. Take it into that forward fold. Long spine again as you send those hips back. Pull the arms straight over the top of the torso. And then breathing. Send that air into the back of the rib cage. On that next breath, go ahead and come on up. Push the legs. Come on up to standing. Beautiful work. All right, in the next circuit, first exercise, you'll have the option. You can either do some good mornings or you just bow forward, stand tall. If you feel comfortable to swing a weight, you can also do a swing, either with 2 hands holding 1 weight or 2 hands holding 2 weights, 1 on each side. All righty, that will be 30 seconds. Then we're going to work our little lateral rebounding or step overs if you don't want to do any jumping today. From there, we go to the chair for some dips. Working the upper body. Then we'll grab those long bands if you have them for our pull aparts. And our last piece is down on the forearms with our plank drag through. So that's what we're prepping for. We're going to start here in about 20 seconds. Swings or deadlifts first. We're going to go 3 rounds of this. I'll demo the good mornings on the first round. If you know the swings, feel free to go right into it. If you're doing a good morning, you can hold a weight right against the chest. Little bend in the knees, and here we go. Long spine, bowing forward. Squeeze the glutes and stand. Nice. Little less knee bend, Sharon. Just bowing forward, little knee bend, no squat motion. Better. Good, Jean. That's it, chin down towards the floor. Make sure you have good control. And 3, 2, 1, and rest. Set the weight down. Quick transition on this one here, either step over or that little lateral hop. Good, if you're hopping here, nice and light through the ankles. So you want to feel like you have a little spring where you're like pushing through the balls of the feet and the heels are just lightly grazing the ground. Very good. 3, 2, 1, and pause. Excellent. Make your way to the chair for the dips. A little closer. So you're going to sit your chest nice and tall, shoulders pull back. Always pushing the shoulders back and down. And when you're ready, lowering down and in, elbows pull in, driving up. You want to avoid that shrug up into those ears. So think broad chest. Just 30 seconds here today, so I'm not going to add that glute bridge. Controlling down, pushing through. You do want to focus to lift the chest to the top. Kind of squeeze those shoulders in. Very nice. You want to lock the arms out without hyperextending those elbows. One more. And take the pause. Fantastic. Band pull aparts next. Gonna reach the arms straight out in front of your body, shoulders down out of the ears, and then just like it sounds, pulling them apart. Using this to squeeze those shoulder blades back and together. Sometimes people will kind of roll the shoulders forward. We don't want that. We just want broad chest throughout. Good. Squeeze it back, close it down. 10 more seconds, so we're going to head to the floor, forearm plank with the drag through. So having a light weight to pull underneath your body. 2, 1, and transition. Good work. Kettlebell, dumbbell, any of it works. Set it on one side of the body, come on down to the forearms, feet just outside the hips. And then when you're ready, we're going to go 30 seconds here, reaching across the body, grab that weight, and then pull it to the other side. So a little bit similar action to that 3-legged plank that we held earlier, but now we're just switching side to side, trying to keep the hips nice and level, really watching not to let the hips drop down. We also don't want them piped, but I would prefer piped position over an arched position. Try to breathe as you move here. And 2, 1, there's our rest. Awesome, that's round 1. We're gonna take 30 seconds and we'll be back to the top. Swings, good mornings. You could technically squat or something like that if you'd like, but I would prefer a hinging pattern here. All right, getting ready, standing nice and tall. If you're gonna do those swings, go ahead and join me. You're gonna stand it up first. 2, 1, here we go. Little bend in those knees. Slight hinge forward, and then elevating the weight with the hips. Very good. Nice. Use that upper body to keep it close on the bottom of the swing. So hands by the upper thighs. You ideally don't want the weight to swing below the knees. And rest. Set it down. Step overs or rebounding. Right to it. Also a great point just to take a rest. We're going to that upper body work next. 10 more seconds here. Very good. This light rebounding is really good for our lymphatic system. Help keeps that all circulating. And pause. Good job. Dips. Set the chair. A box, a bench will work as well. Pull those shoulders back as you come into position. 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Control down. Good. Strong in that midline. Watch from winging those elbows wide. So kind of holding them close to the body as you lower down. Excellent. Squeezing them back and down the top, really lifting that chest. Fantastic. There you go. And 3, 2, 1, and rest. Grab that band for pull aparts. Palms down and open. Next round, we're going to do diagonal pull aparts. We'll keep it horizontal for one more time. Think tall chest here, long neck, shoulders down. Fire up that mid back. Good. You're trying to bring the inside of those shoulder blades to touch the spine. Maybe one more and rest. Down to the floor for your plank drag throughs. Doing great. Alrighty, onto the forearms. And 3, 2, 1, here we go. 30 seconds, driving it across the body. Try to have as little movement as possible between the hips and shoulders as you switch sides. Very good, that's halfway. Breathing as you move. Leave one more time over and back. And 2, 1, and rest. Awesome job. We'll take 30 seconds. Be back for our third and final round. Good work. Whew. Nice and moist today. All right, everyone. 10 seconds. Good mornings or swings. Stand nice and tall. If you're going to do those swings, going to pick that weight up. And 2, 1, begin. Keeping that little bend in the knees. Breathe in on the downswing. Exhale on the upswing. Jean, you got the pattern backwards, so weight close to you as you lean forward, and then stand tall as you swing it away. There you go. Good. Looks better, Sharon. And 2, 1. There's our 30. Set it down. Lateral step overs, lateral rebounds. Woo! Running high knees would be another adjustment. Another option. Good. Eyes up, chest tall. Remember to be nice and relaxed through the ankle. Feel that spring. 2, 1, head to those dips. Alrighty, sit nice and tall. Pull those shoulders back, broaden the chest. When you're ready, here we go. Sometimes we tend to push the head out as we come into the bottom, so think about pulling the chin in as well, keeping that head nice and neutral. All those movements are largely happening through the shoulder and elbows. Good. Maybe 1 or 2 more. Control down, drive tall, and transition. Let's grab those bands. Oops. All right, like I said, we're going to do diagonal pull aparts this time. So reach the hands straight out, palms together, and then pull it over one shoulder and one hip. Good. We're going to switch sides here in just a moment. Good. If you've been alternating sides, stick with that. Otherwise, turn it the other direction. Same thing, other side. There you go. Same concept, just different angle of the shoulder blade. 2 to 3 more. Close it down, open it up. And coming on down for our final plank drag through. Woo! We're going to go for 45 seconds on this last round, but I'll tell you when we get to 30. Down on the forearms, 2, 1. Here we go. Nice and steady. Midline work, all this core work, really great for their body. Helps keep our spine strong as you build those muscles to hold the spine in good position as you live your life. Sometimes we hurt our backs with the silliest things. Good, we're almost at 30 seconds. There's our 30. Either rest there or hang on with me for another 15. I don't know how many times I've heard people just hurting their backs, just picking up the laundry basket, pulling groceries out of the car. A lot of that's just a lack of conditioning, a lack of awareness of the mid body. And 2, 1, there's our 45. Woo, come on down. Hands and knees. Let's take it into a little child's position. Catch your breath. And instead of palms down for this version, bring your little fingers together, palms up. Divide those knees and then rock it back. Call it the supinated child's position. Think about holding a cup of soup in your hands. Bow the head down. Let's go 3 to 5 more breaths here. Nice deep cleansing breath. Good. When you're ready, come on up to hands and knees. Let's take it through some cat-cow mobility. Wide handprint. Exhale as you push through your spine, push through your shoulders, pull that chin in towards the chest, and then inhale as you gently arch. Take through about 5 cycles here. Exhale, round, chin towards the chest. Inhale, gently arch. Shoulders back and down, lifting the head. Trying to avoid that pinching feeling in the low back. Trying to move just outside of anything that's going to cause you a pinch or a grimace. Good. As you finish these cat-cow mobilities, bring your knees together. Little quadruped hip rock, rocking the hips side to side. Belly button pulled in, lowering one side down and then the other. Very good. And then let's take a moment in a down dog, and then we're going to come onto our backs. We're going to do a little bit of hamstring stretching today. So if you had that long band around, you can bring it down to the floor with you. We'll use that for some hamstring stretching. But first, down dog, wide handprint, toes turn under. Let's give some love to those calves before we come onto our back. Decent amount of jumping today, so lower one heel down, feel it release, and then switch. Good. Let's get about 3 touches on each side. Switching back and forth as you feel. And the whole time through, just tuning back into that breath. Now you want to use that breathing to start to calm your system down. Nice intentional inhale, nice smooth exhale. Good. When the calves feel like they've gotten some love, let's go ahead and come on down to hands and knees and then roll it onto your back. Remember to have that band around if convenient. All right, fantastic. Let's go ahead and once you get onto your back, just start with our general double knee to chest, rocking side to side. Very good. From there, we're going to go into a short bridge pose where you're going to bend the knees with the feet flat on the ground. You're going to come into a glute bridge, bridging the hips up, and then you're looking to interlace the hands underneath the body, working those shoulders back and down. Just going to hold this position for about 30 seconds here. Chin pulled in, lengthening through that low back. I like this one after those dips and that upper body work to help open the chest back up. Also is a great opener for those hip flexors at the same time. You need a little bit of a break. Lower those hips down a little bit. Good. 10 more seconds. Pulling that chin in as well. Feel how it lengthens the back of the neck. We hold a lot of tension in that upper neck. When you're ready, release the hands and gradually bring yourself back down to the floor. Fantastic. Once you're down to the floor, have that long band around. You're going to take your right leg, go ahead and extend it straight out, and then take your band around the bottom of the left foot. I'm just going to extend the leg straight up. Get a nice little hamstring stretch here. So pulling the foot towards your face. And be gentle with this. You don't have to prove anything, force anything. Just be right on the edge, or you feel it stretching, but that it's not painful. Still breathing. As it starts to release a little bit, you can gently pull it a little closer towards your face. Let's go about another 10 seconds here. Very good. Before you release, go ahead and use the band or guide it with your hand. You're going to bring that foot across the body for a single leg twist. And you can use the band to control how far into that twist you take it. Very good. And then turn your head so that you're going to look over the opposite shoulder. Two to three more breaths here. On that next breath, bring your leg straight up back to center, and before we release that leg, you're going to take it to the outside to get a little inner thigh opener. So use the band to control it, and then if you're on that left leg, you're going to bring that leg out to the left side. Very good. Hold it here for about 15. On that next breath, go ahead and bring that leg back up, and let's switch sides. Same thing, opposite side. Extend the one, then the other. Bring that band around the bottom of the foot, starting with that traditional hamstring stretch. Great time to just relax the eyes closed as well. Tune into the breathing. Your legs really starting to tremble. See if you can back out of it a little bit. If it's starting to lengthen, pull slightly more towards your face. Deep breath. Let's go 2 more here, and then we'll take it into that single leg twist. Good. When you're ready, use your band, gently guide the leg across, and then looking over the opposite shoulder. Good. Still welcome to close those eyes. I feel this one a little bit more in my hip than I do the low back. Oftentimes I'll just feel it where you're holding that tension. Couple more breaths. And when you're ready, bringing it straight back up, and then we'll go into that inner thigh opener. So before you release that leg, glide it. If it's the right leg, you're going to gently guide it to the right side. Get a nice opening on the inner thigh. Ah, fantastic. On that next breath, go ahead and bring that leg back up to center. Remove your band and release. From there, let's finish with a little happy baby. Elbows on the inside of the knees. Grab the outer shins. If you can grab the outer feet. Then use those elbows to drive the legs wide. Pull the chin in towards the chest. And just gently rock yourself side to side. You can stay here. You can go into 2-knee twist. If you want to go into a little bit more intense opener on the low back, you can make your way into a plow position where you start to bring the feet up and over the head. Just be really gentle here. This will also be a little challenging on the neck as well, but you can just kind of use it to ease into that stretch. I really feel a nice solid stretch on the spine. I can bring it down, bring it up. Just discover your body. Where is it stiff? Where is it tense? And then from there, let's either keep the knees bent with the feet flat on the ground, arms out to the side. Imagine your arms are like the scarecrow, elbows bent at 90 degrees, and then just invite your chest to open a little bit here. Either knees bent or legs straight. We're just gonna take about a solid minute here. I always kind of try to leave you all here, but I know many of you tend to jump up. So let's just close the eyes. Take another 45 seconds just to relax. Try to extend out your breathing, having a little bit slower breaths, a little bit longer inhale, and slightly longer exhale. All right, everyone, please feel free to stay in this position as long as you want. You may also want to like pull the legs back into the chest. You can roll onto your side for a moment. Anything that you can do to just help yourself to calm, acknowledge what you did today, showing up, moving your body. And thanks for coming. Hope to see you next time. Stay hydrated, stay healthy.